Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and today I want to do an update on the free-to-play farming, the free-to-play account, and I guess kind of the farming guide, but really talk about what's driving the success so far in this account. We've had it for a couple days now, made a lot of really good progress, and a lot of it has been aided by different events that they throw at you, these different training events in here, where I've gotten some really good rewards for Empire. They've got them for Rebels. They even throw like ship events at you with good rewards in here. So there's a lot of rewards that they're throwing at you early on. A lot of shards that they give you that saves you time from having to farm. So we're going to talk about the progress we're making, some of the common mistakes that I see, what I'm trying to avoid, and what the plan is moving forward. Not only with like, oh Phil, we know what you're farming, but how I intend on getting there and how I intend on utilizing the resources that I have. So like, subscribe, comment, let me know your thoughts. Hopefully you enjoy this free-to-play farming guide series, kind of show you guys what the game is like. And of course, we got to thank our channel members for all their continued support. Again, if you're ever interested in joining, that link is down below, along with the Discord. There's a lot of good resources there, and of course, the channel members get their own special section of the Discord. So again, guys, thank you for continuing to put your faith in me to bring you good, quality content to your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes life. Again, thank you guys. I love you all. Let's talk about the free-to-play account. So, in terms of the shards that we're farming right now, we've gotten really far with Kanan and Ezra already. We're almost at 5-star characters there out of the cantina. And I think I maybe have done like a refresher. Like, it's not been a crazy amount of crystals we've spent there. It's just, as you're leveling up, you get free energy, so it's a really big thing. And going onto the web store every day, collecting that energy has been super helpful to this account as well. That's 50 cantina or regular energy that otherwise I would miss out on. With our cantina credits, we are buying chopper shards. I know he has a node, but like I showed in the free-to-play farming guide, we want to get him out of the cantina stores. Of course, it's not showing up because I already purchased him this past time here, so we can see in here, buying Chopper out of the cantina store while we can. That's going to be a big thing there, trying to utilize as much of those other locations as we can to free up our regular energy, which we're using for these 3 characters right here, Hera, Range, and Captain Rex. The 2 big focuses early on, like I said, are going to be Phoenix and Imperial Troopers, so continuing to build there. And this kind of leads into this next thing that I'm seeing a lot of players do, where a lot of players would fall into this pit trap of going crazy and gearing Ezra and Moff Gideon and Dark Trooper and, you know, Old Ben and Farm Boy. Like, they'd throw gear on every single one of these characters. I don't recommend that, because you want to save your gear for the teams and characters that you're actually going to be using to progress with this account. And so what I've been trying to do is just kind of keep my characters as low as possible, really heavily utilizing my allies to get me 3 stars on my missions, which has been awesome. And again, that's a strategy I recommend for everybody. If you have a new account, just like join a Discord server, you know, and you ask, hey, could I get some high level allies? And players are almost always willing to give you a slot there where they'll just, you get a, you know, Jedi Master Luke at, you know, your level and use him to basically work your way through those battles. It's very helpful. But trying to spend as much of our resources trying to get the Phoenix team up and running. Again, we can't get to Zeb yet because he's gated in Galactic War, which is level 40. But Journey Guide, I'm starting to focus on Beskar Armor Mando just so I can start to see where I need to get these guys at. So Cara Dune, she is on 5E Dark Side, so I'm not quite able to get there yet. And then same thing with Queel 5A. I think I'm level gated by those locations. But Grief, IG-11, and Mando himself, I am starting to progress towards those guys. I am trying to get some character shards. And this is going to be a big push for me, is with this account, I want to make as much progress towards 7-starring characters pre-level 85 as I can. The more progress I make pre-level 85, the better off I am. And I know everybody's like, well, Phil, it's obvious. But it's obvious because pre-level 85 in the cantina, you can't really utilize relic levels. So there's no reason to farm signal data. And with that, because pre-level 85 is when that stuff opens up, if I can get a bunch of my characters to 7-star out of the cantina, kind of get ahead there, we'll be in really, really good shape. So I'm very curious to see, with these increased shard drop rates, I am seeing how much easier it is to get characters, particularly some of these guys in the stores. Even hard nodes are working out really, really well. Those double drop nodes, super, super nice, really beneficial. In terms of ships, I do have 2 ships already because they give you them. Same with, like, you know, shards for home 1, like, they just kind of handed it to you, which is funny. And then I do have some shards for Ghost because I'm farming Hera's node. And then I've got some shards for the Phantom as well because we have done a little bit of farming for Sabine. Again, the Sabine, even though we don't need her as part of the Phoenix, even though we're not planning to, you know, use her, heavily utilize her early on because she's a hard node, I want to unlock her ship so that way I have a decent Rebel fleet at some point. We want to make sure that we're continuing to kind of work through that. So that's the character side of things. I'm very excited here. It's been really good. And I think there's some good nuggets of information here about not trying to invest heavily into things you're not going to use. And so where players could fall into that pitfall, right? The common thing you would do there is if you compare yourself to the squad arena. So I've been trying to do my squad arena battles here, and we're just going to look for a team to beat. So like this team, there's no way I take this team. They've got the full Phoenix team. I'm not there yet, right? I'm a lower level. I'm not quite ready for the caliber of team. And you just look around, and you look around, like I would say, like maybe like this team, right? We'll try and beat this team. They're lower levels than us. You know, we'll try and go for this team. Just look for the teams you can beat if you really want to do this. You know, early on, guys, you're going to run into, you know, hyperdrive bundles down here. Like, it's the wild, wild west. So what we'll do is let's go after their Dark Trooper first. We want to get rid of their Dark Trooper. There we go. Nice, Kanan. There we go. We got through like 2 stacks of him there. And now Dark Trooper's out. So that's a good start. Let's do... This is his cleanse, right? Let's cleanse that. I thought that was a cleanse. Alright, whatever. Let's do the AoE. Okay. There we go. Let's call Dark Trooper to assist. Yeah, and Dark Trooper is the, like, he is the hero on this team. Dark Trooper is so good. He's a lot of our damage there, as you saw. The other thing that's really important early on is just, like, having, like, solid tanks. Like, being able to have my Kanan just tank hits is so helpful. Especially, like, against some of these teams with a bit more firepower than us. So, I'm just going to auto it at this point. They're not going to hit. They're not going to be able to get through Kanan. So it is funny to see, like, you see these teams where you're like, wow, there's just no synergy, but that's exactly the way that it happens. You know, you just kind of, you know, find your way through it. So now we'll switch gears here. Oh, I guess we're going to target old Ben. Oh, whatever. But yeah, you know, early on, you just want to focus on trying to get through the arena fights and have your fun where you can. Just look for the teams you can beat. There's no reason to, like, stress yourself over finding, you know, oh my gosh, why am I losing these fights? Like, it's not worth it. Just beat the teams you can beat, and the ones you can't, just ignore them. Like, who cares? You know, there's not crystals at stake here. You know, it's just kind of just having fun at this point. The other thing you notice, Dark Trooper's accuracy at this level is, like, abysmally low. Like, it's abysmally low. So, did our squad arena fights for the day, and that actually completes my daily objectives on this account. I am trying to log in a bit more often, so look, we're pretty close to leveling up. I may as well push this up a level for you guys. We'll get to level 39 here. May as well. Let's burn an energy refresh. Okay, let's see, do I have anything left to farm for Veers? Yeah, alright, let's grab some Veers. There we go, 2 extra shards, nice. And I've done a bunch of my farming already for the day, so I've got to make sure I do this the right way. So we did you already. Did we do Mando? Did I grab Mando yet? We did grab Mando already, okay. And, oh, I didn't do Sabine yet. I guess I could do Sabine. That'd be helpful. Let's see if we get anything for Sabine. Oh, there's our level up. Extra energy, 30 bonus, right? So we get some extra energy here. There we go. All right, so we got Sabine. We got some shards for the ship. And there's the hyperdrive bundle, of course. Got to make sure we market that to everyone because why not? All right, did we do Range Trooper yet? All right, Range Trooper's done. So now, yeah, so you see, like, okay, I've worked through all the mainstay characters that we're really trying to farm at this point. So what I'm actually going to do is we'll start grabbing shards for characters like Moff Gideon and Dark Trooper. Whoops. Again, anything I can get now is just icing on the cake. So let's grab some Gideon. Again, these double drops are so nice. Like, it sounds so silly. You're like, oh, fill 2 shards, big deal. But, guys, that stuff, it makes a difference. Let's see, we can do a couple there. All right, so we got 2 Dark Trooper. Got some extra stuff there. Let's go over to the Cantina. Let's just do a couple battles here. Whoop. Got a new event here. There we go. Okay, this is fun. Right? All right, we'll bring these guys in. These events are always interesting. Okay, let's ignore Tarkin for now and just go for these guys. See if I can just punch him out. There we go. Good work. And the other thing here, like, demoralized is, like, super helpful right now. So they have less offense, less critical chance, less critical damage. So that is a really, really, like, solid, you know, debuff right now. Like, it's not as good as offense down, but it's throughout the entire battle, right? And, like, as soon as he takes a turn. So it's not even like an ability that you have to use. Just super, super helpful. Kind of nerfing their damage a little bit. Like this. So the offense down, right? We lost a lot more offense than they do with Demoralized. But Demoralized can only get dispelled once Gideon dies. So that makes it a lot more lucrative to us. And so now it's just Tarkin left and we can auto. So the big thing with these events, guys, these events here are kind of how you really want to progress, right? These events are so important. This is the stuff where Capital Games has kind of added these things, and it's allowing you to progress at a much faster rate because anything you get out of this is shards that you don't have to farm yourself. So let's take a look here. Let's see what we get. So look, we got TIE Fighter. So we got 10 TIE Fighter pilot shards. I mean, I'll take that. That's stuff I need for Executor. So let's go here. We're going to activate it. So we'll activate that. And you're like, oh, Phil, it's only 10 shards. But that's 10 shards I didn't have to get earlier. And there are players who didn't, you know. And you might say, oh, yeah, well, they just give you this. But again, it's all stuff that makes it easier and easier to progress your account. Got an extra, what's this thing down here? Lots of different stuff. Upgrade 4 abilities. Okay. So these quests, they give you a little bit of extra stuff there, which is I'm always welcoming that. So let's see what we get for Kanan and Ezra here. All right, we got 4 Ezra shards this time, 0 for Kanan. So yeah, look at the disparity. We got 50 Kanan shards and 62 Ezra. So gotten a few more drops of Ezra than Kanan overall recently, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. Otherwise, guys, Bronzium data cards, again, I'm going to harp on these all the time. At this stage, they are so incredibly important. Whether it's gear, the training droids, like there's a lot of good stuff. Like actually credits at this stage are arguably the worst thing to get out of here because you get like nothing. Like this is a good piece, right? So like we'll take all those. Really nice when you get characters to drop. That's actually how I got Stormtrooper. But otherwise, hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. Hopefully you're seeing a few things. And again, I'm going to end on this note. I want to end on this. At this stage in the game, accounts like this, I've had players come to me and ask for roster reviews, and their account looks maybe not quite this low, but something along these lines. Where, like, I don't need a roster review right now. I just need a farming guide. And there's a difference. A roster review, I love when players use it for advice. That's, like, the best way to use it. Obviously, there's guys who want to flex. That's perfectly okay. But an account like this, you just need a farming guide. You just need to follow a farming guide. You don't need me to tell you it. You just need to go watch the video and understand it. Because you're not at a point where you have these major decisions to make. Like, you just started. You don't need a review yet. You don't, like, you need a farming guide. So, that's the big difference for me. Again, otherwise, I mean, we're making crazy progress. Like, I'm still baffled sometimes to think that, like, I've got 4-star characters already, and I've barely done anything. Like, those extra rewards they're throwing at you are just so vitally important. Again, guys, I love all you. You know what? We're going to end it. We'll take Dark Trooper up to level 38 just for you guys. We'll do level 39, actually. I've got a couple levels to do. Sorry. Got to do Kanan and Chopper, too, because got to make sure that they're up to speed. These two. Again, one of the things I am really trying to do is invest my resources in the characters that I'm actually going to be using the most. And so that's why you're seeing, like, you know, Jedi Knight Anakin and Ezra. Those characters don't really have a lot of gear on them because we're saving it for Hera, we're saving it for Zeb, and even like Captain Rex when he comes along. So otherwise, guys, really good progress. Let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, comment. Love all you. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.